So now that you have your smartphone in hand and you know how to use the sun, let's talk about styling. Now, styling is where you can get really creative and add your own personality. So think of styling as building that frame around your craft or the object that you're photographing, and really you want to enhance it and bring the attention and the eyes to the actual craft itself. So here in the studio, when we're styling our shots, the first thing we think about is our background. So I have here a bright pink crepe paper flower, and I'm going to put it on a patterned background. And look how the background just really kind of takes away. It has almost too much noise going on, where if I put it on a clean, simple linen background, it just makes the flower look so lush. Some of our favorite backgrounds are these gorgeous linen fabrics that I've washed and dried so they have this texture to them. We also use a lot of papers that I've picked up at art supply stores, and I simply just glue them right onto a foam core, and I keep these stored away, so if we need that quick color pop that enhances that flower, that object that we've created, we have them right on hand. Another favorite of ours is wood, especially if it's old textured wood. I just love that. And then of course there's nature. There's nothing more beautiful than photographing paper or felt flowers when you're looking outside through a window and you can see this beautiful tree in bloom as well. There's something that just brings a richness of having nature in your photograph. So once you've picked your background, this may be all that you want, and this could be a complete photograph, background, the object you're photographing, and you're done. But if you want to bring in some objects, here's some things that I think about. I always try to use the rule of 3 or using odd numbers. Somehow or another that just seems to look better. Check this out. Here is a photograph with 4 flowers, but let's throw in an extra one and look how much different that looks, just adding that 5th flower. That could be the same with a bouquet of flowers here, and I have 1 vase sitting beside it, but if I add another vase, now we have 3 vases, 1 holding the flowers, and that just brings such a nice flow to the picture. Another thing I think about when I'm shooting my craft projects is adding some sort of softness into the picture. Here are some little paper European houses that I use to decorate my house throughout the year, not just Christmas. And they're crisp and they're white and they're paper. But look how much better they look in a photograph when I add some softness. Here's some fabric that I fluffed up to look like snow. And then I'm gonna bring in a little branch of greenery, and that to me adds a softness to this crisp white paper, and it just really makes this photograph pop. And of course, nature. Nature always seems to make a photograph look better, and it doesn't have to be green nature, although that is a go-to that I use in a lot of my photographs. But also, what if you use a piece of wood or some rocks? So here I have a little felted fox, and he's on a plain background with a solid surface, very cute. But what if I pop him on some wood slices, and again bring in a green branch, and now it comes to life. So think about adding some nature into your photographs. Another thing to think about when you're bringing objects into your photograph is how you're telling the story and how these objects relate to the actual item that you're photographing. One of the things we love to do is bring some of the supplies or the scraps or even these old scissors into our photograph, because that really tells the story that this is handmade. So I'm going to tell you a little behind the scenes secret right now. 3 of our favorite props are, maybe you can guess them: 1, old scissors; 2, ribbon; and 3, vintage books. So when you look through our site, see where you can spot them. We break styling down into 2 styles. One is more of a lifestyle shot where things are set up to look like they're actually in the environment where they're being used. And the other is this very popular Flatlay styling. And here's some different examples of both. As you can see, styling is where you can get really creative with your photographs. So I encourage you, take a walk around your house and find all these little treasures that you already have that will really enhance your photos. In the next video, we'll talk about simple step number 3, which is composition.